Winnipeg home builder recently posted a sign at one of their build sites with surveillance photos of an alleged thief. Daytona Home says they're tired of people stealing materials from their construction sites. The Manitoba Home Builders Association says it's a growing problem all across the province, and it could, as I alluded to, impact home buyers as well. So, Lanny McInnes is with us, President and CEO of the Manitoba Home Builders Association. Good morning.
Good morning, Marcy.
So Daytona Homes, as I mentioned, posted this sign at the build site, the surveillance photos of an alleged thief. What do you make of builders using signs like that as a deterrent?
Well, builders right now are taking multiple steps to try to prevent or mitigate the amount of construction theft that's happening on our members' sites. And so whether it's surveillance cameras, whether it's even bars on basement windows, lighting being in certain areas, and developers are in new communities are taking steps on a community level, including security surveillance, to help address this, because it is an ongoing and, in this case, an increasing problem that our industry is facing.
Ongoing and increasing since when? Can you give us a sense of how this has been building?
Well, really, since the pandemic, and what we've seen, Marcy, is construction theft has always been part of life for our industry, and it's moved from, in some cases, organized, where they're taking large amounts of material, to and the crime of convenience, where something's left unattended and somebody just happens to be walking by and takes it off a site. Now we're seeing more of what could be described as crimes of desperation, which is we're seeing people come in, break into nearly completed, or in some cases even completed, new homes, causing thousands of dollars worth of damage, and really only taking $40, $50 worth of pipe or wire out of basements, or right out of the walls, and taking it and selling it to scrap metal dealers. And really, the cost that's causing our members to incur, and ultimately the homeowner who's purchasing the home, is something that we're seeing increasingly, and something that's very concerning to us.
So that gets passed on, the cost of theft, to homeowners?
It does, and in some cases it's a minimal amount of material that's leaving, but the people who are taking it are causing thousands of dollars worth of damage. And when you when you see that in almost every community that we're building in, those numbers add up significantly, and it's a cost that ultimately gets folded into the price of a home, and it is impacting affordability. And right now, all levels of government and our industry is focused on building houses as affordably as we can, and as quickly as we can. And these cause added costs, added delays, and both of those impact affordability.
Who has property rights? I guess the person whose property it is, but I'm wondering about insurance for these losses before the home is built. Is that something that the builders are incurring or looking for? Or is
Yes,
it the, or is it
yeah,
the
it'd be under, yes, it impacts the builders.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
In terms of, you were talking about sort of how it's been changing, and the changes in what people are taking, from, you said, sort of bigger, more organized things to more, one-off things, people sort of accessing, coming in and stealing. What types of items, if you could elaborate on, what's being stolen?
We're hearing the whole range of materials. We've had flooring disappear from homes. We've had installed carpet cut out and rolled up and taken out of almost completed homes. And very commonly, we're hearing now of copper wire and copper pipes being ripped out of walls, doors being, or windows being broken into. And these are homes that have security cameras in them, have in some cases are energized and have power. And so there's not just the cost implications, but there's safety implications that we're seriously concerned about as well. And these are not victimless crimes either, because they do impact the people who are on those sites every day, and ultimately the homeowner who's taking ownership of the house does feel the impact of this. And so we just want to raise a level of awareness around this issue. It seems to be increasing, and our hope is that we'll have both levels, both the city of Winnipeg and the municipal level and the provincial level of government, take a good look at not just the situation and how to resolve it, but also steps that we can collectively take to help prevent it in the first place.
Does Daytona posting this sign at one of the build sites, does that speak to you about the level of what does that say to you about the level of frustration that you've been alluding to here?
Well, we've been hearing that level of frustration for the past number of years from our members, and our builders work together to help try to prevent this, and in some cases where they can, and they have captured images that they share them so that that same person doesn't hit other sites. And our developers also work with our builders, and they work together to help take steps to prevent this. Information sharing is one of those steps, and in this case, that's the step that this individual builder took.
What would you like to see done about it in terms of cracking down on the thefts?
Well, we're doing what we can to help prevent this situation, but it's certainly the desperation that we're seeing as part of this speaks to a larger problem, and so we're a partner with provincial and municipal governments on this to help try and address it, but also try to prevent it in the first place. And um, it seems to be a symptom of a larger problem that we know is on levels of government's radar for sure.
What do you mean by symptoms of a larger problem?
Well, the folks who are coming in and doing this are not, they're not selling it to go into other homes. They're selling it for a small amount of cash, and what's driving that can be variable depending on what who's doing it and what the situation is. But it speaks to there's some steps that the provincial government especially could take to help address this, and it may be looking at scrap metal and ways that can make it less of a target as it is right now. Might be an immediate step that can be taken to help address this, and that's not unique to our industry. We're hearing that right across the board.
So is that like a regulation or some kind of legislation potentially to stop specifically around metals? You said.
Yeah, to make it a less attractive target for criminals to break in and steal.
How do you do that? Would the legislation then look around the flipping of the materials, or how would it prevent it?
Yeah, I think that's been the focus of a number of groups, not just ours, in terms of making it less attractive and harder to obtain cash in exchange for it. So that is one item that we will be bringing forward this fall in our discussions with the province.
What are builders hearing from police?
Our builders are in regular contact with the police, and we encourage builders to report any crime that they're seeing on their sites. And it's a situation where the police are doing the best they can, but their resources are stressed. And in some cases where we are, because of the surveillance and the security initiatives that our industry have taken, our members have taken, they are able to provide information to the police that does lead to some of these folks being caught.
If a builder's insured for a lost material that might get stolen from a site, why is the cost passed on to the homeowner, or is the insurance not enough to cover all the losses?
Well, in some cases, it makes better sense not to pay the deductible, and plus these things, because of it's the common nature of this now that we're running into, the insurance premiums will be significantly impacted. So it's a financial decision that a builder has to make in terms of the level of claim, but it's a cost. And the added part of that too, Marcy, is that it also causes delays, because that material has to be replaced, has to be reinstalled in some cases, and that takes time, and that delays construction, and that adds to the cost.
And just last, Lanny, I mentioned in the introduction this is happening all over the province. Is that accurate?
Yes, every community that our membership is active in, we're hearing it's not immune, and it's not located in one or two certain communities. It's really something that we're seeing in every community, and our members have a vested interest in building safe safe communities that are appealing for people to make their home and their lives in. And so this is concerning for a host of levels, not just on the cost side.
Appreciate your time today on CBC. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's Lanny McInnes, President and CEO of the Manitoba Home Builders Association. Associate producer Marshall Hodgins reached out to Winnipeg Police to see if they're getting more calls about thefts on construction sites. At our time, we've not yet heard back. And Daytona Homes declined an interview.